Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. Well, we made the trip down the road a few miles here, and if you're in Billings this week, you're going to notice a few extra vehicles here, as there's almost 1,400 county extension agents from all across the country visiting Billings here this week for the National Association of County Ag Agents Conference. And here with us we have Shelley Mills. And Shelley, this process to get this convention here in Billings, it's been a whole process, 8 years in the making, and it's been since 1982 when the conference was back in Montana. Tell us a little bit about the preparation for this event.
So yeah, in 1982 they had this event in the same location, but for us it was a lot of just logistics that we had to work on. And I got to tell you, Montana Extension stepped up and they are batting it right out of the park. They're doing such a phenomenal job. And our hotels are fabulous, the Doubletree and the Northern. Their staff has been so welcoming. They've just jumped on top of everything that we've asked. And then, of course, all of our sponsors and our Montana Ag businesses have been just amazing to work with. But they all did the work, and I just kind of directed them with my co-chair, Patrick.
Yeah, well, it's a great time here, and the convention is full of a lot of highlights, and we're going to have some tours this week. They're covering pretty much half the state of Montana with some of these tours. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what the convention is going to entail?
So we always have our active members, and that's all professional development for extension agents from all across the nation, as well as our protectorates like American Samoa and Guam and things like that. So there's always that session, but we also have a whole nother track that's just for the kids. So this is kind of a family vacation for a lot of ag agents. Agents never take a vacation, so we work and take a vacation and take our children with us. So we have a whole set of things. The kids today are doing whitewater rafting and horseback riding, and then tomorrow they're going to be doing some work at the Audubon Center and doing some science experiments and things, and then they're going to go to the water park. And so that's all that they're doing. And then we also have our retirees, who we call our life members, and then the spouses of the agents all are doing another track. And then we have our annual banquet tomorrow night. Tonight we have the scholarship auction, which is to help agents attend other professional development opportunities that they might not be able to afford. And then on Wednesday we have 17 tours going throughout southeastern Montana to all kinds of things. We have 2 tours going over the Beartooth Pass, so we're really grateful that it did not snow again.
Yeah, grateful for warm weather here and just in the middle of July, picking up between the 4-H county fairs. It's a busy time, but it's so important to have all of these producers and these ag extension agents in Montana from all across the country. What does it mean to have people from over the entire nation here in Montana learning about our ag industry?
So for us, as ag agents in Montana, we are able to showcase the diverse agricultural systems that we have here in Montana. I mean, it's very rare to have things where you're growing everything from potatoes and sugar beets to pulse crops. These people are from all over the nation, so you have someone from the south who doesn't even know what a pulse crop is, So it's a great opportunity for our agronomy people and our farmers and ranchers to really showcase.
It's a great time to highlight the state, the ag industry, and also the MSU Extension, all of our extension agents here in Montana. Shelley Mills, again, thank you for joining us, the co-chair of the conference. We'll be right back with a look at our markets after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Well, welcome back for the markets. Cattle futures yesterday started off a little slow, but then traders decided to continue the bullish path for the markets. We did see the feeder cattle contracts jump $2 to $3. The live cattle contracts were not far behind, up anywhere from 50 cents to $1. Fundamental support for the markets was the main driving factor for the increases on the board Monday. The big question for the short trade week will be what cash cattle prices will do. Last week we saw live bids come in $4 to $5 softer, with dress bids around $10 softer from the previous week's average. However, box beef prices are inching closer and closer to the $400 mark. Choice cutouts were up another 10 cents at $396.59. Looking at local auction markets, St. Aud's livestock had a decent run of weigh-ups come through the ring. Cows ranged from $148 to $168, about $1 higher on the average, with heiferettes bringing $202 to $260 and slaughter bulls $170 to $185. On the sheep side, 60 to 80 pound lambs averaged just over $250. 100 pound lambs brought $196 to $211, and slaughter ewes ranged from 86 to 98 a hundredweight. For the grain markets, it was a mixed day of trade. The big headline yesterday came from the USDA releasing the acreage and stocks report. Corn acres planted are up 5% from last year at 95 million acres. Corn stocks, though, were down 7% from 2024, leaving the contracts somewhat confused. Corn futures were a half-cent lower in the near contracts and in the green ink in the later contracts. Soybean acreages showed a decrease of 4%, with soybean stocks up 4%. Most of the expectation for the soybean report appears to be factored into the contracts already. As for the wheat report, old crop wheat ending stocks were up 22%, totaling 851 million bushels. Wheat acreage is down just 1 point, though, from a year ago, with winter wheat down 1, but up slightly from the estimate. Spring wheat planted acres totaled 10 million, down 5% from last year as well. Traders will continue to keep an eye on the progression of harvests down south, as the rest of July seems to be warm and drier conditions. Winter wheat contracts closed down around 3 to 5 cents, with Minneapolis and Chicago markets only down a cent. Well, that's going to do it here for our Northern Ag TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Colton Young.